Hi, all the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic, seer, and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages for this full moon in Cancer, January 2022, psychic crystal reading for each of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. The earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So I'm going to look into the crystal and I'll give you psychic predictions and messages about how this full moon in Cancer will affect each of the four elements. But you may also want to watch your rising sign or moon sign elements because this moon could be affecting them as well. Please bear with me for the sound of my voice. My energy is still not back up to par. I've been sick since January 1st. I am getting better, but it is a very, very slow and draining process, and my energy is not back to its normal state. So I am going to do the very best I can in this video. And before I get started on the psychic portion of this recording, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the astrology and how the astrology of this new full moon in Cancer. So we may be facing our deepest emotions and fears from the energy of this full moon in Cancer, January 2022. We could find ourselves being very self-protective over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days. Our emotional stability and well-being, as well as our home and family security, may come in very strongly in our focus. Our survival instincts may be activated and become quite intense, and we will have to be more loving, caring, and accepting of ourselves at this time. You may also find that your psychic ability and intuition is going to be greatly increased over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days. Now on to the psychic crystal part of this video. And I'm starting with the element of earth. This is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Some of you may want some kind of peace or to make some kind of settlement of some sort with some family members or some disputes. If it's not family disputes, it could be, work disputes or in friends groups, social groups, but for many of you, it'll be in a family situation. Some of you earth signs are going to feel very inspired that you want to bring about change. And where is the change you're going to want to bring about? It could be in your family. It could be in the workplace. It could be in your social groups, or it could just be your own personal self wanting personal change. And some of you earth signs may be surprised because you may start to see the bright side of things in some circumstances or situations where it had looked very dark before, like bleak or dark. You may actually suddenly find some bright spots in some areas that had seemed like dim or dark. Some of you earth signs may find yourself reaching out to people from your past. And it could be for specific reasons. Maybe you need knowledge or information from them, or you're just checking on them to see how they are, or maybe you want to reignite the relationship or friendship from the past. And this could be friends, lovers, could be even family members that you've disconnected with that you want to reconnect with. Some of you earth signs are going to have like skyrocketing to success over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days, where it could be some work project you recently did, or some business you launched, or something new that you've done, or maybe you've been doing it for a while and all of a sudden, bam, this great success comes to you over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Anything that the earth signs get appraised now, jewelry, collections, houses, anything that needs to be appraised in any way, the appraisals are going to come back very high for you. Some of you earth signs are going to find yourself like in big storytelling modes. It could be gossip, but it could be, you know, entertaining your family and your friends and having the gift of gab, or maybe you have your own, you know, YouTube channel or something, and you could be regaling people with these, you know, great and entertaining stories. Or if you get invited to any events, you might be the highlight because you're going to be very full of like interesting stories. You could be very entertaining. Be careful who you're seeking out advice from over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. One of the cautions is you may be too quick to, you may not get the right advice, or you're picking the wrong person to get the advice from. That's what I'm trying to say here. So be careful if you need some important advice, who you're asking for that advice from in the next 2 weeks to 30 days. That's one of your cautions. And one of the other things the earth signs need to think about is don't get yourself stuck in a rut. Maybe you already feel like you're in a rut. And, but for some reason, I feel like this full moon in Cancer could get you more stuck in a rut. So you may want to like push back against that, because if you already feel like you're stuck in some kind of ruts, you could get sucked into a rut over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the element of water. This is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Be very careful, water signs. You could like jump to conclusions over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. So if you get some new information or you hear something out in the world, don't jump to a conclusion. Like, give it some time, give it a week or a few days before you make your assessments about information that you see or hear. Some of you water signs may go traveling. You may have the itch to go travel over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Some of you water signs are going to be really assessing the competition over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. So if you are like in a field where there's other people doing the same kind of thing as you, you may be like investigating, like, wow, they're doing really well. What is it that what are they doing that maybe I could do to keep up? Or it just comes up like assessing the competition. Maybe you're doing better than they are. It doesn't matter, but you may be assessing the competition over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Some of you water signs are going to be reading a lot of information. You may be reading instruction manuals, textbooks. Maybe it's because you're studying new subjects or learning something new, or you've bought some new technology, or you've bought some new type of machinery or equipment and you really want to know the ins and outs and the workings of it. Because I see water sign people reading instruction manuals, textbooks, anything like that. That's information, gathered information. Some of you are going to receive a reward or a raise or something like for a job well done. So you could get Employee of the Month, you could get a raise, Maybe you're going to find something that belongs to someone and return it, and they give you a reward. Some of you water signs are going to start your own company or business, or a new aspect of a company or business you already own over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Some of you are going to receive something. I'm getting it as receiving something new. So it could be that you get it as a gift, but it could be something you buy, but you're going to be really happy with it. Whether you get it as a gift or you buy something, I feel like it's really going to blow you away. You're going to be real happy with something you get. And for many of you, I don't feel it's a gift. Some of you, I feel like it's something you've picked out and purchased, but it's going to end up being better than what you thought when you get it. Some of you may be a little disappointed. Here's one of your cautions, water signs. Somebody that you looked up to or idealized, either in your own personal life or somebody you followed on, on the internet or on TV or movies, are going to fall from grace for you. You could find out something disappointing about them. So some of you water signs, that's something to, brace yourself for, because that may happen for some of you. And the other caution I have for the water signs are you have to be careful that some of you may have somebody like spying on you or like snooping in your business. This could even be one of your kids. It could be, maybe your kids are like rifling through your desk or looking through your drawers, or maybe it's a significant other, or it could be somebody like, driving by your house and checking on you to see, like, are you home? Are you not? It could be somebody that's interested in you. I don't know, but I feel like there's some snooping around going on around some of the water sign people. So have your antennas up and be on the lookout for that. I feel like you're going to see it. Like you'll catch it, maybe because I've warned you here. You're going to be like, I just saw him drive by right now. Just watched him drive by my house, or, something of that nature. So I hope those messages were of help to you, water signs. Now on to the element of fire. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Some of you fire signs are going to be very concerned with wanting the facts, details, facts over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. You're going to be very concerned about having facts, proof, things of that nature. You're not going to be so willing to take hearsay or gossip as fact. You may be very, very, very susceptible to read into what people are saying to you over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Even though I do get, on one hand, you're going to want to deal with facts and only want facts, I also pick up that you're going to be so hyper vigilant or sensitive that you may read into, like somebody could say something to you that's not an insult, or they mean something in a particular way, and you could read into it and take it the wrong way. You're going to be also very hyper-vigilant about what everybody's doing, what everybody's saying. And where is this happening? It could be at a club, group, or organization you belong to. It could be within your family situation. It could be happening at work with your coworkers. It could be if you own your own business. It could be with clients and customers. It could be with people on the internet. I don't know where it will be, but it's like hyper, watching what everybody's saying and what everybody's doing and what's going on and what are the comments and what do people think about this or that. Some of you fire signs may be kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, or on the precipice of almost waiting for a wave of emotions to come over you, which you very likely will have happen. but it's almost like you're waiting for this emotional wave, or you will be experiencing the emotional wave. You're either got this sense of anticipating it, or you will be feeling it, or both. Your humor is going to be off the hook, and people are going to think what you are saying and what you are doing is hilarious. So, and I don't even feel like you're going to be planning it, fire signs. I feel like you're just going to be like, blah, 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 and the stuff you come out with, people are going to be rolling. And you don't even mean it. You're not intending it. It's just like your nature. Some of you are going to have a viable candidate that shows up for you over the next 2 weeks to 30 days that would either be a good person for you to hire to do work for you personally, or work at your business or company you work for, or a good candidate to date. So it could either be a good candidate for somebody to work with you or for you, or to be a romantic partner. Viable person shows up for you in the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Some of you are going to win something. Some of you fire signs may win a trip. Or it could be winning something else, but I really feel like it's a trip. So if you have any abilities to enter any kind of contests, I would, because I feel like the fire signs are going to win. One of your cautions from this full moon in Cancer is you're going to find yourself to be more drained and tired over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. Another thing that you need to watch out for is I feel like you're going to have stuff that gets put in the wrong basket. That's how my guide said it. So it could be like you're at the food store and you put your food in somebody else's shopping cart, or they bag up your groceries and you don't get those bags, somebody else gets them. Or you have something at work that involves baskets or bins or sections, and stuff needs to get divided into these different baskets, bins, or sections, and stuff gets put in the wrong bin or basket. It's a little specific and kind of a weird message, but that's what my guides say. So be very careful when you go to the food store, or when you're shopping, or when you if you do shop from home and they have to sort here's your basket and here's somebody else's basket, and other people are sorting your stuff. You could get the wrong stuff, or they'll get your stuff. Or if you work in a situation where things get divided, employees or coworkers are putting them in the wrong baskets. I don't know how else to explain that. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the element of air. This is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Some of you air signs are going to feel inspired or compelled over the next 2 weeks to 30 days to stop controlling behavior. Either your own controlling behavior or other people's controlling behavior toward you. A lot of things are going to be quite clear for you now. Many of you air signs are now going to see the forest for the trees. Things that were obscure to you or unclear for you in the past year or a couple of months are now going to become crystal clear to you. You air signs are going to be repelled by people who you sense and know are not being honest with you. Anybody that's fake, lying, you feel is putting on a front, has an ulterior motive or an agenda, you are going to be like, out of here. You're going to repel them. And they're going to know it. You're not going to be like, oh, diplomatic. No, they're going to know that you're not buying into their nonsense. Some of you may feel like you want some kind of reprieve or want an apology from somebody, or like, and maybe even your boss. You may feel like your boss owes you an apology. Maybe they speak harshly, have spoken harshly to you, or treated you unfairly, or gave you a crappy schedule, or, you know, blamed you for something that somebody else did and you told them you didn't do it and they didn't believe you, and then they find out that you actually didn't do it, and now you're like tapping your fingers on the table like, yeah, where's the apology? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the air signs have the chutzpah to say to people of authority, like, you know, you owe me money, or you owe me an apology or something. Some of you air signs are going to be like, you know what, I'm gathering up all this stuff that doesn't work for me anymore and I'm getting rid of it. It could be clothes, it could be shoes, clothes, it could be household items. I feel like you're going to be like, if I haven't used this in a year, I'm tossing it, or 2. Maybe you'll give it 2 years. If I haven't worn it in 2 years or used it in 2 years, you're either going to sell it or you're going to toss it. Some of you air signs are going to retract stuff off the internet and disappear. You may be like, I'm done with social media. Or maybe you've been on dating sites and you're like, I'm done with that, done with the dating sites, done with the, you know, social media, like, because I get like retracting. Now, it could be retracting something you've said or posts that you've made on the internet that you want to get rid of. But in some ways, I feel like you may like withdraw. Maybe you're not going to delete your accounts, but maybe you're just going to step back from things that have to do with the social media or the internet. Some of you may start some kind of collection for a charity or for some club, group, organization, foundation, or something. You may, or it could be for somebody that you know that's sick or has some kind of other problem. Maybe their house caught on fire, and you may try to collect donations for people in need. One of the things that the air signs need to be careful of is you're going to have the propensity to emote quite a bit over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. So you may want to keep yourself in check, because you may spill the beans or get really mad, say some things later that you wish you didn't say. You know that old saying, you can't unring that bell. So you're going to have to be careful, air signs, because I pick up all this emoting coming from you over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. And also be very careful about wisecracking, because I feel that some of the air signs are going to be wisecracking and being like, you know, smart ass, wisecracking, you know, whatever you want to call it, maybe being sarcastic, and it could really backfire and get you into trouble. So be very careful of that over the next 2 weeks to 30 days. So I hope those messages were of help to you. I just want to say here, I hope all of you have fantastic and wonderful energy that comes to you from this full moon in Cancer for all the zodiac signs out there. I truly hope so. And if you would like to get any of the special videos that I record beyond what you see here on my YouTube channel that I create for the content I create for my Vimeo on-demand pages, where I use a variety of divination tools on very specific topics. The most recent video series links I always post below, down below the videos, in the description box, in the show more section. And these video links are also available on my website at theluckymermaid.com videos page. And there you can read all the descriptions of all the videos I've recorded, what divination tools I've used, how long the predictions go out for. And you click on the zodiac sign you want, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. One of the other things I'd like to say here, if you follow me on Instagram, please, I have to say it again because it is happening to me daily. And I cannot answer all of your emails and DMs. I just can't. I get them from so many people. The only way to stop the fraudulent accounts is to report them to Instagram and block them. I've had people say to me, why don't you get your account verified? I tried to do that. Instagram did not verify my account. I don't know why. I tried to do it 2 months ago, 3 months ago. They didn't do it. So I'm going to have to try again, because then I'll get the blue check mark. I don't have the blue check mark, so I'm not verified. I have other people say to me, why don't you create another account and or this or that. You know what? It's too much work. I don't want to do all this messing around. Instagram really shouldn't allow all this fraudulent accounts to happen. And these people block me, so I can't go report them because I can't, when I plug their name in, how they've misspelled it, I can't see it, so I can't block them. So the only way is if you get solicited by someone that's saying they're me, I guarantee you they have added a dot after the underscore, or they've misspelled my name, or they've added something at the end. It is not my account. I do not solicit any of my followers on Instagram for private readings. All the private readings I do, I book from my very long wait list and my cancellations list. And you can read those details on my scheduling page on my website at theluckymermaid.com. If you would like to get more psychic predictions and messages that you're not going to see here, you can follow me on the social media pages at @theluckymermaid_Pam Georgel on Instagram and The Lucky Mermaid LLC on Facebook. I use different divination tools and give you psychic predictions and messages there. And they're usually about 5 paragraphs long. So many people find they resonate with them. You may find they resonate with you also. If you would like to make a donation to this channel and help support the work that I do here, there's a donation link down below, all the different videos that I have listed beneath this video, and it is connected to PayPal. And a big thank you to those of you who have been very kind and generous and donated to my channel. It does mean a lot and it does help a lot. So thank you so very much for that. So I hope you all have absolutely fantastic energy come to you from this full moon in Cancer, January 2022. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.